What's up, everybody? Hey, this training is, I'm putting this together because I keep getting asked what type of copy needs to be on my website, on my landing page, and also the same thing applies for ads in Facebook or whatever. There's a lot that goes into this. This is a really pretty simple framework I'm going to show you today, and you can certainly test it and try it out yourself, but just know that this is a skill that's finally honed over time. And so it can save you a ton of money if you try this first yourself. But at the end of the day, like somebody who's an experienced copywriter can usually turn this up 10 times. So that's just my caveat. I think you should totally try it. But this is basically a basic training. So here's the thing. There are lots of different copywriting frameworks out there. I teach my team this one called PASTOR from Ray Edwards. I like it because everybody can remember the acronym PASTOR. You're leading your customers to water, however you want to look at that. And I really like that. I just think my team has a harder time remembering the other ones, so I built this one for PASTOR. So it stands for person, problem, pain, amplify with the pain really, or the solution. The solution, testimonials or social proof, offer, and a risk reversal. Now, all of those things need to be on your page. We'll go into each of them really quick and I'll show you some examples. But they all need to be there. If you're missing some of these, you're missing sales. And people think that, we've been taught to think that a website needs to be short and punchy and like clever. But the reality is we need to be clear and we need to answer all their questions. I use the example of, I don't care what we're selling. Let's say we're selling solar panels door to door. And let's say I'm going up against the best salesman. I'm competing against the best salesman on solar panels there is. And we go out, knock doors, and we're competing. But the expert salesman, I limit to 500 words. Once they say 500 words, they got to move on to the next door. Or me, I can use as many words as I need to sell the deal. Who's going to sell more systems? I don't care how good he is. You can't solve all their concerns in 500 words, right? On a big ticket sale like that. So I'm going to outsell that guy because I had more information. I can have the opportunity to respond more. Okay. So it's important to remember that because your customers are going to your website. Your website is a salesperson. And if you're not answering their questions, they're going to bounce. And you don't have a salesperson there to sit there and beat them to death. So that being said, nobody likes a wordy salesman. So being concise, but being complete is the goal here in your copywriting and your landing pages. So anyway, I always go through and I make my team fill out this. I'm going to show you some examples here in a minute how we do this. But before we write any website copy or anything, like this has to be filled out because this is going to be injected. They might be in a little bit different order depending on your market and where they're at and the customer, and even where they're at in the sales process. But all of those things need to be there. Then there's a step 2, which is sort of advanced. I go in and add in sources of influence when possible. There's a great book called Influence. I think I have it in here somewhere. Anyway, great book. By the way, he has a great book too called How to Write Copy That Sells. It's a great introduction. Definitely get it. And then Influence by Robert Cialdini. These are things like crazy things why we say yes to things and how we get persuaded into things. All sorts of stories. I'll tell a few of those stories here in a minute when we get down to social proof or to these things. So, but let's first start with PASTOR because that's the most important part. Okay. So person, problem, pain. So this is where you spend time here. Don't just jot down stuff. You really want to spend a lot of time thinking about who the person is and what they are. And I don't know enough about something right now, but I'm just going to play with, I'll just move into one that I know. That'll be easier and faster. So I have a program, or I'm working on a rebrand of a program called actually, let's do a simpler one. This will be easier. I'm going to do a couple. So I have these little hooks that we just launched. They're these purple pigeon clay pigeon holders. Okay, they go on a thing, and you can shoot clay pigeons with your rifle and stuff. Cool idea. Okay, so what I did is I came up with a pastor document. Okay, so I wrote down I made bullet points of things that are interesting that I need to remember. The person, the problem, and the pain. This is for the gun owner that wants to spice up their shooting and have more fun. I'm just thinking, and I'm brainstorming here. Like really, if I sit down, why do I want to shoot this instead of a paper target, or like why this? And I think it's because there's like some sort of a primal feeling that you get when you get to blow something to smithereens, right? We like to see physics in action. We like to see if we can chop a piece of wood in half with one swing. Like there's a lot of this interesting stuff. But that's kind of a real visceral reason why I want to shoot something like this, okay? I also want something that's light and portable. And I want it to be cheap so that it doesn't matter. I don't want to go blow up something really expensive. And I don't want to haul anything really heavy. So those are my person, problem, pain points. I've spent hours and hours thinking about this customer because that's who I serve. So that comes pretty quick. But you should spend the bulk of your time right here on this person, problem, pain. Really define it, okay? Next, you're going to move on to the amplify section. You're going to basically take the problem or the pain, and you're going to come up with ways to amplify it. Here, I'm just kind of messing around. I'm taking some shortcuts, but like, there's a primal. This is copy that I might use. There's primal feeling about seeing physics in action, dropping a rock off a cliff, trying to split wood with a single mighty swing of an axe, or watching something get blown to smithereens. It lights up the pleasure center of your brain. It satisfies some sort of carnal curiosity. But you don't want to shoot garbage and have to clean it up. We want to leave the environment clean, pristine. They're a great alternative. They're light and portable. I should probably put in a section here about how, way easier than lugging around steel targets that weigh as much as a tank, or whatever, right? The most of your time is going to be spending up here, even though, like, in some cases, if it's a pretty straightforward product, you can accomplish this in pretty quick, right? On a landing page. But this is where, like, even just getting that headline right will make the majority of the biggest difference to your sales more than anything else. Then you want to have sort of the solution area. So purple pigeon hooks are designed to perfectly grip a clay pigeon and hang it so you can use it as a target. This is where I'm getting into the actual mechanics, but I'm still trying to tie it back to a benefit. Then you can let the bullets fly and blow them to smithereens. I even made a note in here, maybe I could spin this around to show how well it grips, like that it's really strong. They're made from a durable polymer that can be used many times unless it's hit from a direct round. They fit perfectly on our hang and hook target stand, but they can also be hung from things like tree branches or wire fencing. They're inexpensive. You get 25 hooks per package. They can easily be clipped to fit over larger objects. They're colored bright purple so you don't lose them in the dirt and grass. I'm getting into those features and benefits, right? Testimonials, pretty straightforward. People want to see social proof, so I have some testimonials here. I also usually remember I have it below too, but I also remember to put like star ratings here, or like press mentions if we had any. Places where it looks like other people are interested in this. Okay, there's this. We do things that we know are proven to be safe, right? Other people have gone before us. Then it's the offer. So I have this like concept of a limited inventory, one order per household, because these are going to go fast. Get a 25 pack for free, just pay shipping and handling. Or I'm looking at this offer of get a 25 pack for $14.99 plus free shipping, or get a 100 pack for $49 plus free shipping. Add the hanging hook to your order for just $29. Maybe expedited shipping for $2.99. Upgrade their shipping. So I'm brainstorming my offer, like what is the offer that's going to be on the landing page. And then risk reversal. Sorry, should be, my step 2 didn't come in here. Sources of influence. Okay. Risk reversal is things like our surefire money back guarantee. You know, we have a 30-day guarantee. With no hassles. So this is where it's like, hey, if I don't like this, what does this list? This if you have like free returns or like free exchanges for sizing, or like what are those things in your market that are going to be an issue? If you're in apparel, right? Easy returns and exchanges for sizing, right? Or free returns for sizing issues, something like that. And so you want to think through those types of what can I do to minimize in the logical brain the risk. Usually it's a money back guarantee, and usually the better you make this guarantee, the better, right? So this is also like a lifetime warranty or 2-year manufacturer warranty, and like really expound on it. If you just say manufacturer warranty, like what does that mean? Give some clarity around it. Like it's like, hey, our no hassle or our 6-month anything goes warranty, and then a little paragraph that's like, listen, life happens, these get shot, or whatever, your nacho lights, if for any reason they get scratched, they get whatever, and you're unhappy, we'll replace it if it happens within 2 years or whatever. Or just give it like some real constraints so that people know. They want to know. They don't want ambiguous terms, right? So what I'll do is I'll go through and I'll fill this document out, and that basically sets up all the things that need to be on my website. And then I'll come back through as a second pass, and I go through the sources of influence. You can't always do these things. So let me just explain them really quick. This should be reciprocity. Some of these don't work as well for online business, but like reciprocity, they've done tons and tons of studies where if you give somebody a gift that's unexpected, then they are more likely to say yes to a future request. So what example in this study that they did, I won't get into all the details, but like they were in this pretend setting, and they take a break, and the one person brings back the other person a Diet or a Coke and said, hey, I bought a Coke for myself. I thought you might want one too. Gives them a Coke. And in both cases, in the control and the not, they asked the other person to buy some raffle tickets. And the person that they gave the Coke to bought on average 5 times as many raffle tickets as the person they didn't give a Coke to. There's like a 10 times return because they felt a little bit obligated because they had bought them a Coke unexpectedly, right? So sometimes I'll do things like, it's not exactly the same, but bonuses like, hey, if you buy this today, I'm going to also give you my free handgun sniper masterclass. Or I might give them that up front, right? Or we have just different things that we might give as bonuses to sort of sweeten the deal. It's not exactly the same, but it's something that it's the closest thing for online marketing that you can do. Authority, obviously, like in this case, trusted by military operators, law enforcement agencies, and everyday shooters. So if I can work that into my copy up above, where or my story, which I need to go back, and this is a new product, so I don't have anybody using this in that state, but for my other product I do. So I have testimonials from authority, like on my main website for Yankee Thunder, under here, I've got a whole section down here that's like trusted by military operators, law enforcement agencies, and whatever. Oops. But then I also am working on gathering real testimonials, which I don't think I have on here yet, but I've got some testimonials that are going to go somewhere on here that have like one from different from military people and trainers and stuff like that. So that's a thing. They did like just everybody trusts authority. I don't think I need to explain that anymore. Sameness and liking is like anything that makes you relatable. Sometimes humor does that, jokes. Um, my target on this one loves made in the USA stuff because they're patriots and they're like, if it's not made here, I don't want it. But could be like storytelling at some point, like where it's like shows that you empathize with that person. So building in this on like some of your testimonials or case studies or things like that is really important. And all that social proof, over 100,000 sold, testimonials, 5-star, your star ratings, whatever. That's pretty straightforward. People want to know that other people have done it. Urgency and scarcity. This is like where you have a sale promo or limited quantity discount or bonus or something that's like going away. People value things that are scarce or they'll take action. Like if you do a sale, 50% of your sales will come in on the last day of the sale because people wait, and then they know that sale's going away, and so the urgency rises. It builds up. So, but also like if you have like a free, the next 100 people ordering get XYZ, that's a big piece as well. So you don't always have to use this, more of a tactic, and then commitment and consistency. This one's pretty hard to do online, but usually the way I see this is like if you ask them about their preferences up front and then recommend products based on their preferences, they're more likely to do something because they've participated. My favorite example of this is, sorry for the story, but my favorite example is these researchers in Canada went to a shopping mall and they decided it was obviously an experiment, and they wanted to see if they could get people to give them their email address. And sort of the ruse was, hey, we're launching a new soft drink, a new soda. If you give us your email, we'll give you a coupon to try it for free. Okay, so they stopped total strangers in the mall and asked them gave them this presentation. And they had about a 17% success rate getting email addresses from strangers. Then they switched the presentation, and the only thing they changed about the presentation is they opened with the question when they stopped them and said, do you consider yourself an adventurous person? Now, this is the crazy part. Almost everybody says yes because they're a positive confirmation bias. They go and they look and they scan their memory for that one time they did something adventurous. Or they don't want to say, no, I'm not adventurous, right? But they say it, they commit to being adventurous, and then they went on with the pitch. They raised the conversion rate from 17% to 81%, just with that one question, because they committed and they needed to stay consistent with how they responded. So you can do this with response, like different things. It's a tactic, right? And it's kind of hard to use online, but there are ways to do it. But if it's like, hey, tell us about your preferences, and they go like they answer some sort of like survey, and then it kicks out and says, hey, the perfect product for you based on your responses is this. This is what you said you wanted. This is the result. This is the solution for that. So these are tactics that can be used. But I go through my copy on my website and I say, is there anything I can do to punch this up and make this stronger? So long story short, this is the process I go to, and then I came through. So let's go back and look at my purple pigeon hooks. You can kind of see some of this coming into place. This is a pretty simple explanation because you can see how it works, though there's not as much copy. I'm doing a lot of showing. But purple clay pigeon hooks for when you have that primal feeling to blow something to smithereens. It's a hoot to watch your bullet shatter a clay pigeon. Purple clay pigeon hooks are designed to perfectly grip a clay pigeon and hang it so you can use it as a target. They're made from durable polymer that can be reused many times. They fit perfectly on the hang and hook target stand, but can also be hung from things like tree branches or wire fencing. Plus, they're colored bright purple so you don't lose them in the dirt and the grass. And then I have, that's a summary of some high-level things, but each one of those has, a benefit, durable polymer. Why? So it can be reused many times. They fit perfectly on a hang and hook, but you can also be hung from there. They're colored bright purple. Why are they colored bright purple? So you don't lose them in the dirt. Right? Then I have some pictures that sort of there, and then you can see I still have some of my stuff like American made, free shipping on orders over this, 30-day money back guarantee, And then I have a little bit more paragraph on each of these here, which I'm working on getting images and stuff to support this, but at least I've got paragraph that's also like giving more information about that. This is more ready for e-commerce, right? Our surefire 30-day money back guarantee, what customers are saying, testimonials, screenshots of Facebook comments, and yeah, and you can see my star reviews are here. So this is sort of a work in progress one, but you can kind of see how I do this concept first, and then yeah. And so when I talk about ads and landing page, like the landing page, by the time somebody gets here, I know they're a shooter. I know they're interested in this because I've advertised, like, I probably in my shooting or in my advertisement up front will probably use a lot of this copy to target, for that primal feeling to blow through something to smithereens automatically calls out my target market, right? So my ads will probably be some version of this copy up front. So I'm addressing my person, my problem or my pain. I want to have more fun. I want to scratch that itch. Sometimes they don't even know they want to have fun, right? Like they don't know that. But the same kind of thing goes for whatever you're doing. I have another one to show you. I can share too. This is for our product that we're doing called D-Tax University. It's a company that I used to own. I sold. We're rebranding, but we coach people. I'll just show you the solution. We coach people once a month on how to lower their taxes to the legal minimum. Okay, so what we did is the person problem pain is the small business owner is overpaying their taxes by over $10,000 a year and doesn't know it. The problem is there are 400 tax deductions available, but you don't qualify for them automatically. You got to be proactive to get most of them. But your accountant isn't much help because their firm is set up like an assembly line to file taxes, and they don't have time or bandwidth to help you. As a business owner, you have three choices. You overpay your taxes, you hire an expensive CPA that takes fewer clients but focuses on tax planning, or you learn to do it yourself. Our Amplify section just twists that knife a little bit more. So you're in the business of growing sales for your business. Taxes rarely come into your mind, even though they probably should, because in the end, how much you keep is more important than how much you brought in. Here's the dirty secret of the tax industry. The average accountant has 200 to 300 other clients that they serve during tax time. They only have about 2.5 hours to spend on each tax return, leaving very little time to look for new ways to share with you about how you could proactively do next year to qualify for lower taxes. They're too busy on their fourth coffee of the day, making their quota in under 16 hours. The other option is to switch to a tax planning firm. These services can be expensive, blah, blah, blah. The wealthy have armies of lawyers and accountants whose full time it is to look for these deductions, blah, blah, blah. But if you have the resources to spend, but if you don't have the resources to spend and you still want to save money, I've got a solution. My solution is D-Tax University. Here's what's included. Playbook sheets, tax snacks. There's copy around these things. Actually, this isn't the final one. This is an earlier draft. Somewhere. But anyway, it's still good enough. And then we have like our core promise is in just 1 hour a month, we can learn to save you $10,000 in taxes. It's like getting $833 an hour of your time. Testimonials, right? And then our offer is try it for $1 for the first 30 days and put it to the test. After that, the pricing straightforward. It's $99 a month. Risk reversal, there's a 30-day trial. There's no contract. You can cancel anytime. Results guarantee. This is a good one. Go through our entire program, all 12 seasons, and fill out the playbook pages. If you don't find $10,000 in new savings that you can use in the future, we'll refund your money and send you a gift card for a steak dinner. I've given away 2 steak dinners out of 12,000 sales. Nobody does it, but they want, like, it's putting my money where my mouth is, right? So that's sort of a deal. And then I go back and I have this list of things that I could use in my source expert, Dominique is a CPA certified tax strategist, president of the American Institute of Tax Planners. She's a best-selling author. She's one of the most sought-after tax experts in the country. I use that to build credibility. Studies and surveys and awards, we're working on those. Liking and similarities, we tell a lot of stories, struggles they resonate with. Testimonials, star ratings, time-sensitive offers, things like that. Quiz results to get them to try something new. When we upsell them, we have this process of, actually I'll just show you. Let's see. I need to go to, press pause while all right. So let me show you this. Oh, I can only have one preview at a time. Okay, that's anyway. So I'm selling a book on this one, right? And in the process of ordering the book, which is like a front end lead magnet, they have to pick which one best relates to you. I do my own taxes with software like TurboTaxes. I have an accountant, but I feel like I'm not getting all the tax savings I deserve. Or C, in addition to paying my accountant to file my taxes, I also pay them extra for tax planning sessions each year. You're going to fall in one of those categories, just based on our research. There's very few people who have an accountant, but they feel like they're getting what they deserve. So we ask them, which one of these in the order form, they say this. If they pick this one, it takes them to a page that, now I got to go get it again, because apparently I can only have one of these open again at a time. Not happy with CPA. So it takes them to a page that says, hey, before we finalize your order, I have a special offer. Since you said that you have an accountant, but you feel like you're not getting the money you deserve, can I make you a ridiculous offer? I meet them where they're at. They said they said this. Now I'm meeting them there and say, hey, can I make you a ridiculous offer? If it doesn't, I'll give you your money back and buy you steak dinner. Okay? And then I have my sort of my offer and my sales copy and all the stuff that we put, all the stuff in my pastor framework here document. It's 85% of people are unhappy with their CPA. The tax industry's broken. They only have 2 hours per client. 300, you're sharing with 300 other accountants. Blah blah blah. You have 3 choices. And then I get into my offer or my solution. My solution is 12 workshops. Here's what we're going to teach you. Here's my group Q. Here's all the things that are included. Here's my offer. Right, and I have some testimonials jammed in up here because I also have my offer up here. Some testimonials. Okay, so that's kind of the thing. But this is also, notice this is also like a commitment consistency thing back from my pastor framework. I ask them a question and I'm using that question to sell them the next deal. And our conversion rate on this, sort of when we meet them where they said they were, and then we prescribe something based on their input, our conversion rate is like 30% higher than when it was when we just took everybody to the same offer. This is the same offer, and it's the same thing. There's only a little bit of just meeting them there and starting the conversation at that point. But they feel heard. They feel like we're prescribing something to them, and so they buy. So I'm going to send you this this document. I'll probably send you a sample of these other ones as well. At least this one, because I have permission to do this one. Anyway, I'll send you a copy of this so you can see it. But hopefully that helps understanding what needs to go on a website. And, this is, I want to spend a couple of minutes on this too. This is, I don't want to confuse you, but this is like when you're meeting your market where they're at. There's these 5 phases of market sophistication. You have people that are unaware. This is what you want to think about this as, like, where is my market? The majority of my market, where do they fall on this spectrum? Either they're unaware of the problem, like I'm using weight loss here as an example. Okay, so like back in the 50s, before weight loss was a thing, people had to teach people why they wanted to lose weight. Increase your sex appeal by losing weight. Things like that. That was the headlines that got the sales, something along those lines, because people didn't know why they should lose weight. Right, but you had to tell them why they should lose weight because they were unaware they had a problem. Then there's a problem-aware prospect, and this is they are aware of the problem but not the product or the solution. So, example, They want to lose weight now. Like the market has matured. Everybody knows they want to be sexier. Everybody knows they want to lose weight. Now it kind of gets into this, hey, lose weight fast. And then it spirals really quick into everybody competing and going, lose weight faster. And then the next guy comes out and says, lose weight 30% faster. And pretty soon the claims get outrageous and nobody believes them anymore, right? And then the market matures and they introduce, well, the reason, a unique mechanism. The reason you can lose weight 50% faster in ketosis. They're introducing a new opportunity. Ketosis is the unique mechanism that's going to help you lose faster. It like renews my belief in the overstated claims up here. And then the same thing happens here. It gets like, lose weight 100% times faster in ketosis, right? Like the claims keep getting bigger and bigger as they refine their solution. And then there's the product aware people who are aware of the product but not necessarily the brand. They know they need to get into ketosis faster. Get into ketosis in half the time with magic pills, right? Just like, and then finally, the most sophisticated prospect is they're aware of the brand. They're just looking for a deal. That's actually a better one to do. Oops. Would be like, they know your product, they know your brand. It's just like 2-for-1 sale on keto bars. I don't even know what those are, but okay, and then it starts over. Then everybody's so sick of hearing it's a saturated market, and then somebody comes in with a new cycle or a new invention. In this market, one of the ones that did amazing was coming back in with what was it called? The guys that invented muscle confusion, right? It was a network marketing company. What was it? I can't remember. Anyway, they came back and said, muscle confusion. That's the way to build the body of your dreams. And then now muscle confusion is like, then it kind of goes through this process again. But anyway, this helps. I don't want to confuse you, but this is something we do. I always do with products and stuff is say, where is this? If we're in a saturated market, we're going to be leaning down, really down here. If we're first entry to a market, we're probably up here. Or if we're first entry to a market with a new solution, it could be in place. So we got to find where the market's going to respond. And this is where testing and designing tests and also market research comes in to figure that out. So hopefully that's not too confusing. Sometimes this is like a higher level concept. So if this is confusing, don't worry about it. Just focus on Pastor for right now. If you can nail Pastor, then that's what you need on a website. So anyway, hope that helps. Let me know if you have questions.